were those your first time actually traveling abroad for breaking, doing something related to that sports medicine field?
Yeah, so I had already been abroad with USA beach volleyball in Brazil like earlier that year.
Okay.
And
Oh, I remember you telling me. Okay.
so that was like my first trip abroad with Team USA. But at the time when we were helping out with like breaking for gold qualifiers, they had told us that, offset med would only be involved with domestic events. And once the athletes are kind of in the international circuit and the USOPC takes more responsibility over the athletes and their care, that, we probably wouldn't be needed. And so, long story short, I come to find out all these kind of like behind the scenes things that like are happening right when I get to Budapest, and like what an uphill battle it was just to like get someone that the breakers could like trust to work with them.
Yeah.
And also invest in them like long term.
And I mean, you don't have to say any names, but do you think a lot of other names were thrown into the pool and somehow you came up on top, or was it like you're like, I don't know which way it's gonna go?
Yeah, so I think, not to step on anyone's toes.
Yeah.
But I still, even firmly to this day, that, offset med, we have the people who are the most invested in the breaking community, and that we put the time to like build relationships with like the cultural leaders and those who are like paving the way forward. So at that point, it's more like politics of like the sport, right? So if you're an Olympic athlete, regardless if it's breaking or not, like you're technically under the Olympic team care, right? And so this is kind of where you get into like, their organization is trying to do their due diligence to like provide people for them. And really there needs to be like communication on both ends. And, some people got along with those providers. Some people didn't. I had a conversation with one of my friends who works as a Olympic provider, and they had approached her to like get on board with it. And they did travel, and, you need a lot of people to go to all these competitions and provide care. So it's also really hard just for like one person to do it.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to Budapest, we had that conversation, and she told me, it's like, yeah, honestly, like we probably should have reached out to you sooner. And for me, that was like very like,
that sounds validated.
Yeah. And I wish that we could have held like clinics and courses to like get you guys up to speed, so that by the time you met with the breakers, it would have been an easier transition.
Right. But I felt that it was pretty smooth, like with you. I mean, it felt like you were natural. You just fit into the entire scene.
I mean,
perfectly.
it's nice when you've already worked like a couple Red Bull events and you too.
That's true.
And we knew Beager Logistics, since she was in the dance community, like just doing choreo before breaking.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. So to you, which one tastes better, Red Bull or Monster?
Go.
Yeah, you didn't think I was gonna ask you no hard question.
Hey, for anyone that knows me, I'm a big water guy.
Oh, dang.
I like that answer too. But you didn't give us that Dave Chappelle answer, the one that paid you the most, right?
Who's paying? Someone's paid for this?
Someone paid? Who got paid?
Hey, the only one that sells water, to my knowledge, is the one with the 3 strikes.
Yeah, that's true.
You got water in that can.
All right, then.
He laid down some subliminal messages. You just had to do a little bit more research into what he said. That's really dope, especially having that Red Bull experience behind you and kind of getting to do a lot of these other things.
Yeah.
So, was this your first time in France?
It was my first time in Europe.
Golly.
Ooh, big timing.
Yeah, because my first time was going with Jeff the year before for Red Bull VC1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was a lot more packed. Like, I'd say I didn't expect that much people to be in some of those. Like, they had really highly concentrated areas at the time, but come around the Olympic time, it felt like it was empty. I was like, yo, where's everybody just left? Like, what happened?
It did feel different.
Yeah. But I thought it was pretty dope because we at least had, like, it still felt like there was enough people. Like, I mean, it didn't feel like, it didn't feel too crammed. Like, but I'd say my initial experience felt really crammed, like in terms of like everything I've seen from the traffic,
people,
the bikes, the motorcycles, all that other stuff.
everybody left and went on vacation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's true. Like one of my buddies, I met up with him in France, and there was one day like I got some time off, so he's like, I thought for whatever reason like we were just gonna meet up and talk. Well, it ended up turning into like, let's meet up, talk, and we're gonna take you through like a walking tour of the city. And he like obliterated my feet. Like we were like here, talk here, walk like I don't know how long,
like 20 miles.
Like it was so bad. Like I kid you not, guys, that I also made the mistake of like wearing barefoot shoes.
Oh yeah,
I got the wide
bad.
feet. I need the wide toe box.
Yeah.
So I'm walking, Paris. It's like cobblestone.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Very walkable.
I can see why your feet exploded.
Yeah, but because it's walkable, you need them comfortable shoes.
So that's what I did. I went to a local sneaker shop in Paris to like buy a pair of fresh shoes, which I like love now.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Man,
But
that's dope.
It was
Let
like,
me drop some bread on
I
these
know,
things.
I know.
My
You didn't-
comfort.
Yeah. You didn't wear the new Nike Jams? You didn't wear those?
I did not get any. Oh man, that's like a whole nother story.
As a physio, you had to.
Well, and I'll be honest here. And I have to say this. And it's no shot to you, Nike, but walking extreme long distances with the Nike Jams hurt my feet like hell. But I did like how it fit. It kind of fits. It feels similar to how Vans feel on my feet. And I love wearing Vans when I dance or when I compete. So in that aspect, I really like it. But man, when you walk, like you got to walk, like it feels, I felt like, I don't know, but like my feet was stretching or something.